Beautiful ones, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I hope that all is good with you. This is a spontaneous connection. So I haven't prepared anything, but I'm pretty sure a lot will come through. So let me know who's there. Let me know in the chat comments. I will definitely see your comments and let me know who's joining from where. And if you're new here on the platform, you can actually watch me from YouTube or Facebook, but let me know who's there. And if it's the first time, welcome to my vortex. A lot of beautiful things will happen. Lynn is there. Hello, beautiful Lynn. So today, we will talk about our galactic friends and how they connect with you. It's a conversation I did not intend on having, but there was kind of a push, and then I fell on a picture. That definitely represents a lot of what I see. So sometimes it's nice to, I can post that picture again. So this picture, the one I just shared here, hello from Colorado, beautiful. Sam is here. Sometimes I'm sorry, guys, I do not see your name. You just need to give, anyways, technical stuff, it's fine. Let me know who's there, but some others, I can see your names because you gave StreamYard the authorization. That's good. So yes, today's call, or it's not even a call, it's a conversation, will be has been suggested, divinely suggested. So we will talk about the connection with the star beings, who's working with you, how do they contact us, and how can you strengthen your connection with them. I know some of you are already doing this, wonderful, but some need to get more clarity around that. So again, if you're new in my vortex, welcome. I'm really happy that you're joining, and please invite more of your friends if you think that what we share here in this topic could be of interest to them. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Nathalie. I'm a channeler. I'm a multidimensional channeler, which means I connect to people's higher self and star team in order to really identify the blocks that are stopping my students, are stopping you from really reaching the highest potential, your highest potential as an intuitive being. So there's many blocks you can have along the way, and we need to look at them, whether they're emotional, karmic, or ancestral. We need to look at them, but the ultimate goal is to activate you to your next level of intuitive empowerment. And that's actually what I do. I really help you unlock your divine essence. So when we unlock a person, when you unlock yourself as a light worker, we touch many areas. So that's why whether you're in my group, and in my group, there's a lot more content than on YouTube and my professional page, because that's where I have decided to condense most of my work and my conversations with you. But you'll find topics that are very, very different. I'm sorry. Alexa has decided to speak. Alexa, stop. So topics such as, like today, speaking with the Galactics, strengthening your connection with your higher self, working with abundance, making sure that abundance flows in your life easily, and dealing with your emotions. That's something people have a tendency to disregard. Like, I'm just focusing on my intuitive powers, and I disregard a little bit the emotional earth aspect. So this is what I do. But today, and please ask questions as I speak. I'm not preparing anything, so I'll just go with what I feel needs to come through. So if along the way you have questions, please ask them. It will actually feed our conversation. But before we start, let's put ourselves in this zone, in this high vibration, where whatever I will say today will somehow unlock a remembering of who you are, who you're working with, what you need to unlock. Something will come through. All right, are we ready? Can I see some thumbs up, some hearts, some comments? Let me know that you're ready. I'm getting ready myself, making sure my back is supported, touching your feet. Make sure your feet are touching the ground, that you feel completely relaxed and ready for that beautiful adventure. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the thumbs up. Beautiful. So you can close your eyes right now. Take a deep breath in through the nose and release through the mouth, like a big letting go, a big sigh. It's the weekend for most of us. So sigh it out completely, like the whole week. Whatever came through into your life today, just release it. We will do this for 3 more breathing cycles. So use your powerful imagination to create images in your mind. And remember, it doesn't matter how you see things and feel things. This experience is unique. I would like you to visualize yourself in a beautiful sphere of translucent light. You feel there's light around you. You feel there's an energy field around you, but it's hard to identify whether it has a color. It's hard to identify how thick it is. You just know, you feel. And as I speak right now, you may hear the vibration of this membrane, of this kind of energetic membrane. Know that you're safe. Know that you're completely and divinely connected with your higher self and star team. And whatever will come through today, my end or on your end, will be pure guidance. It might be visions, it might be a feeling inside, it might be some kind of energetic shift. It might be tasting something or feeling something on your skin. Either way, it's all to reactivate codes that have been dormant or not used to their full potential. So whatever will be shared today is meant again to move you to your next level of awareness as a rising light worker. As a light worker who is connected to a star team or her star team and a higher self for divine, pure, clear, effortless guidance. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. So today's conversation is again, or has been ignited by this picture. I fell by accident on this picture, but there's no accident. So there are many ways you can connect to your higher self and star team. There are many, many, many ways. But there's a few things in common. When you are in this picture, the person is lying down and there's really a clear presence plus a lot of energies around. I'll just and the energies are connected to the person's third eye. This is one representation of how it can happen and unfold, but it can be very different. But I've seen it happen many times this way when I connect to my students and when they actually connect to their star family. It will and can, not it will, I should say, it can happen also during nighttime when your energy and your vibration is actually open enough that you raise very quickly your frequency, and then you connect to light beings, and you have the chance to remember this connection, the contact, the exchange, the goal of that information. So what they want me to tell you today, and again, this is a conversation, so feel free to ask questions and comment. I would love that. That would actually feed the conversation. They want me to tell you that there's not one single way. They were hoping that this picture would ignite your curiosity if you're new to this, would ignite your desire to develop more of your intuitive powers if you are somehow hesitant or not doing this regularly. And they want you to, if it's your case, to not fear them. They're reminding us that we are star seeds. We have cosmic, galactic stardust within us. You see? So when we connect to them, we're just connecting to brothers and sisters. We're just reigniting a connection that has been there for quite a long time. So they really want you to trust the process, but also they want you to remember that there's not a unique way to speak to you. They showed us an image right now because they wanted us to remember that it is crucial to regularly connect with them. If you're unsure how to do this, always go through your higher self. Your higher self is the connector to multidimensional beings, that you do not need to make that request. They're here. But again, you are entering a dimension where this interdimensional communication, so Earth and the galactic dimensions, are accessible. So they want you to refine this connection. They want you to be as autonomous as possible. If there are blockages around this, fears, not trusting, lack of confidence, they want you to refine this. It will become more and more important because most of you here, whether you watch this live or as a replay, most of you will receive your guidance from the stars. Everything about your life, everything about your journey is really coming from your higher self. But your higher self knows exactly what you need at the moment you need it. So if your higher self feels you're a little bit stagnant in the evolution and the expansion of your intuitive abilities, it will start to, quote unquote, invite other beings to come through. So you may call them angels, archangels, light beings, star beings. Some will give you names of collectives: Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians, people from Orion, Vega. And sometimes you will hear names that you've never heard before. And if you search online, you will never find those those collectives, those galactics. Really, it's not because they don't exist. It's because maybe the human eye or human technology never had a chance to identify them. So each one of you may connect to known collectives, star collectives, but do not be surprised if one day or many times you receive names that cannot be confirmed online or through or with another light worker. It happens so often that I get names and I have to search online. Is that planet really exist? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't, and still the work is happening. Yeah, Sam is talking about feeling that she's connected to the Pleiadians. So just know that I know people are so excited to know with which collective they are working with. And actually, it gives you a sense of belonging. So that's fine. Follow that desire. Okay, that's important. But you will realize very soon that, first of all, the collectives you're working with will change over time. It could be, you can have your main family and then realize that it's like your guides, you don't always work with the same. Well, these are your guides. So you might have a lot of Pleiadian energy within you, but you might realize that for the next 3 months, you're working with a being from Orion. So the why is not always as important. And that's why they're telling me so often, don't get caught up with a desire to get a name, to get an origin. They will give it to you easily if they feel it's important. So usually they give you a name for you to read about it, or maybe find out the people who have identified a connection with that collective, with that being. If you believe in archangels and you contact them very regularly, even if it's just a prayer, they will come to you because this is the energy you're calling. If your belief is around archangels and angels, they will come to you. If you're very, very open, they will all come to you. I have clients and students who feel more comfortable working with names that are more mainstream because they have been used by previous teachers, because there are card decks around that, because they can read about it. So of course they will come. They will really, really come. I'm just reading some comments here. Yeah, you can watch me on YouTube. You can watch me wherever you feel like. And actually, I do invite you to connect on all my platforms. You never know. Sometimes one is not working. We can remain connected this way. So your intuitive evolution, and that includes galactic connection, will mainly depend on your openness to what is unknown to most humans. That is extremely important. Personally, when I started working with other friends, hello from Holland, it is all about talking about cosmic connections and light beings. And I was open. I actually, when people in my group, as I was studying, as I was growing my intuitive powers, every time people were saying, oh, Archangel Michael is here. Oh, Archangel Raphael is here. And I was like, I don't know. I don't see them. I'm not sure I'm working with them. What's wrong with me? I don't see them. And there was a conversation between all my colleagues around all the all the known galactics coming with us. So I didn't force it, luckily. I didn't force myself to connect with beings and archangels and angels that are what I call a bit more mainstream. And that's good, because personally, these are not the ones I work mainly with. But if I channel for myself and sometimes for my students, one may come through. So what they're trying to say, and this is why today they kind of prompted me to share this live with you, is to remain open and not be attached to, I work with the Arcturians. I have found out that these are the ones who are working with. I'm working with. It's not that restrictive. It's not that precise. It's like saying, I have one teacher and I will stay with that teacher all the time for the rest of my life. It's more a flux. Think of the universe as an limitless classroom, a limitless universal university. And when it's not like you're forced to take a class in that classroom, it's like you enter the class that you need. You enter the classroom that relates to your actual growth, and the teacher of that actual classroom may be an Arcturian, maybe a being from Orion, maybe an archangel, or maybe a being who had a life on Earth. So you let them come to you. Heidi says, I don't usually choose, I'm connecting with. Yeah, as you're channeling, you can make requests, of course. But to me, when I connect with them, for my clients, I just ask a connection to the higher self, and then the higher self knows exactly in which classroom. If I keep the same analogy, the universe, the galactic collectives are just infinite classrooms. The whole universe is actually a university. And when you're entering in a trance where you're ready to receive guidance, energetic upgrades, healing, whatever you need to receive, then your higher self invites you to go in a classroom led by a teacher from a certain collective, from a certain energy, because the topic that they are teaching, unlocking, activating is what you need right now. So I think they want you to be open and not be limited by mental concepts around, I'm working with them because somebody told me or I channeled it, a long time ago. Limitless university. Yeah, and universe city. A universe city. That's actually how we should see it. So I'm just waiting to see, and please keep on asking questions. I see I have questions coming out. Feel free. It's like I'm in between channeling and telling you. Again, I will put the picture again, because the picture that I found was actually what prompted that gathering today. They really want you to really feel like they are family. They are family, complete family. I feel right now that there's a main being, a teacher, and usually they come in a group. You always have, at least to me, again, I shouldn't say it happens like that to me. There's always like 2 or 3. There's always a main guide, and you have to subordinate. I don't know, it's not the right term, but let's say it's not beings that are as empowered, but they want us to always feel like they're family. I see Elizabeth is there. I see Nathalie's here. Sam is here. Yeah, thank you for being here. I'll try to go through your questions again and read them, but feel free to ask them. They're telling me, and actually put that in your agenda, next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, I will talk about the new waves of light workers. It's not a new wave per se. It's just that we're receiving upgrades and they're using me right now, not in a bad way. It's okay. I'm just a translator and I'm totally fine with that. But they really want us to remember something specific. And I'm being reminded of this also through the connection I have with my students. It's all going to be about the next phase of, or the next level of light working. I'll find a title that describes well what I'm trying to say, but it's going to be a very interesting conversation we'll have, and you'll find yourself in the description. But yeah, they feel that people who are following me, who are working with me, are ready for the next phase. And if my students are ready for the next phase of evolution, I am too. It's always like, almost like a parallel evolution. So I am embodying my own evolution right now. You'll see it in the way I speak, in how I'm presenting my stuff. Might feel different, might not feel different, but to me it does feel different. But they want me to convey to you. That's why I trust that whomever is watching this live as a replay in 3 months or in 5 years, you need to hear this, because you're probably in a transitional phase where either you feel that your magic is not unlocking as quickly as it used to, or because you're ready for the next phase and you don't know how to navigate the whole experience. But they know that most light workers are still very bound by their mental. They feel that we're over analyzing, and we want rules. We want something that makes us feel safe. We want rules. We want a clear process. We want a full designed mission plan. And it says, if you remain in 3D and your mind is extremely 3D, then you will block the evolution of your awakening phase. It will still happen, but it will be probably a lot longer, and maybe you might struggle a little bit more with it. It doesn't have to be. Yes, Heidi says an instruction manual. And that's where we get fooled a little bit, because it doesn't work like that. And because there has been so many processes there available that have been created, that are using channeling, that are using energy healing. There's a lot of books. They're saying that a lot of books are outdated. They're good for the newbie. It will ignite a desire to learn more. I won't name people, even though they're showing me people right now of very known authors and very known process creators, because there's no point. There's actually no point. But all I can say is that if you have learned or planning on learning from somebody who has a process that got created over 5 years ago, chances are, unless that person updated it, chances are the process is outdated. Which means that unless they regularly, which means almost monthly, channel themselves to update their process, it is already outdated. So it's fine. It's there. It's in the library of everything that has been done and everything that can be unlocked. But everybody, they're showing me like flashes of like, you're focused on past lives. You're focused on life between lives, you're focused on past life regression, you're focused on Reiki, you're focused on blah, blah. It's like all the things that humans have created. Like, in order to channel, you must absolutely do this. It's like they're showing me this as potential igniters, but believe in your ability to unlock your process, your own and unique process. Yes, you may need guidance. Yes, you may need support. I'm very good at this, but it doesn't have to be me. But if you feel it's me, wonderful. Why it works with somebody like me? Because I don't have a process that I'm going to teach you. I don't have a process that I'm going to kind of guide you to follow. Like, you need to do this. I'm always working with your energy of the moment, which means if one day we work together and one of your guides wants to speak to you because it has to reveal something about a past life, bang, that's what we talk about. If in the next session they want to unlock a code which will allow you to use your hands in a certain way, that's what we do. If in the third session you're meant to clear some emotional blocks with mom, dad, whomever, we do this. So you understand, if I was designing a program in order to become a very activated light worker, that you need to first do this, second do this, blah, 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 I might just welcome you, and you might feel, well, yeah, but I don't feel that's my priority. I don't feel this is what I need to work on. So processes right now are very bound to a linear progression, and that is detrimental to your evolution. That's what they're telling me. That's not coming from Nathalie, even though as Nathalie I have observed this, and even in marketing I have followed processes that I have been told were successful. What I shared with you is even working for the light worker who wants to market his services or her services. Learn little things here and there, how to use Facebook, how to create something, a program, blah, blah, blah. But any kind of process, marketing, business, self-healing, energy, channeling, blah, 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 that tells you that's A, B, C, D, there will be one point, lesson 3, step 3, where you will block. They're showing me because it won't be in resonance with what you need to focus on. So it's true that that is easily done in a private mentoring. When I work in private, of course, if today my student needs to work on a past life, perfect. Next week, we're developing their intuitive signature, meaning how they're supposed to share their magic with the world. We can do that. In a group setting, I mix them up. I mix them up in a way that we work on the higher self this week. Whom needs to work on this today? So I will ask my higher self, show me the students who need to work on their higher self today. Perfect. Next week, we're talking about cosmic beings and how to strengthen the connection with the cosmic beings. I will pick 1 or 2 students from there, from the group, and I know intuitively that those students will need this. So it's just a different setting. But again, I realize that having something that normally a process, you should be able to interchange the order of things and still be as successful. And as a student, you should be able to decide that, oh, okay, I want to review the program. I want to review whatever my teacher, my guide is showing me. I want to, again, start with step 3. I want to review step 1, and I want to touch and reconnect with step 6. Oh, now I want to go back with step 1. And going back to step 1, even though you go back to step 1 10 times, it will be up-leveling you. Again, a process should not be set in time and space. It should always, listening again to the lesson should be like listening to a new lesson. It should activate something new. So what they're telling me today, and I know, look, I'm going where they're telling me to go. That's actually something they wanted me to talk on Tuesday, but I'll go and expand on this. But It's all about trusting that you're not meant to work with one collective only. You don't only have one guide. The way you're not supposed to have only one mentor and teacher. I had a call today with a beautiful student of mine, and she was asking me, yeah, but I have a course. I'm following another mentor, and that mentor is helping me to develop my business, how to use Facebook, how to use how to do a podcast, and that teacher is a channeler. I mean, will it somehow come into conflict with what we're going to do, Nathalie? And was like, no, absolutely not. Because what you will unlock within me will help you to get clear when it's time for you to speak about your product, your services on Facebook, on Instagram, how to build your program. So you can have many mentors, many teachers, and you go from one to the other. And you need more about marketing, you just go, and then you need to go and strengthen and connect more with your star team or review past. Everything is igniting everything. It's knowing that not everything has to follow a cycle, a step. You can go back to everything and uncover more. Paradigm shift. Totally. I love the no process energy of the moment. It's so freeing from right and wrong. Yes, it not everybody's there yet. Not everybody's there yet. I know that most of the people who are following me are there yet. More so for my students, because we activate things when we work together. But newcomers, like if ever you have a friend and that friend is like, hey, I'm new to the light working energy. Can you refer me or send me to a topic, a book or something? They might love to learn about Reiki. They might love to read a book from authors who are sharing about the star seeds, about the past lives and all that. I think it's great. But there are books that I read that are already energetically outdated, even though the data is important. It's part of humans' evolution. It's part of a process that is too slow now. I shouldn't say too, meaning that's like they're like, don't say that. Too slow for who we are, you and I now, but not too slow for a person who is starting this, who is starting their awakening process. But what I can tell you, the ones who are awakening right now will go a lot faster. One of my colleagues, which I will work with, you'll see, like, I will do this in French, but it will be on Facebook mainly, so you can get not the transcription, but the translation immediately. When he speaks about his story, is like, yeah, to me, it took me like 2 years. I blocked it, but when I unlocked it, and I can see its potential, we're working together. I can see, and the more we work together, the more we activate one another, which is extremely interesting. 4:44, yes, 4:44 your time. So, so what I want to say is that don't get caught up with a process. Don't get caught up with something somebody channeled for you. If it's over 3 months, it's probably outdated. It doesn't mean you have deleted. It means whatever was said. It means that you moved on. I'm just waiting. Please ask questions. Let me see if I have questions, because I think they could like talk forever. I think the best analogy is really to, okay, I get a lot of comfort from connecting with the same beings. Is it just trusting when I ask for a different classroom? I love the analogy of the classroom, because it's for you to remember that you decide where to go, when to go, and trust. If you don't know what to ask, trust what they're going to send you, or where they're going to send you. Trust it, because your higher self knows better. Sometimes, I mean, of course, if you feel like stuck or your body's in pain, I think the question is clear. Help me with my body, help me with the body pain. But sometimes you don't know why you're stuck. You don't know why guidance doesn't flow as easily. So let them speak to you. I think the analogy of the classroom, it's to know that you have also many galactic teachers, and they may work with you at the same time. They may, and it's the same thing on Earth. Why would you restrict yourself to work with one person? Of course, make sure that there's no conflict. Like if you're working with two channelers at the same time, make sure that, you know, the energies are flowing together. But you can definitely work with two different teachers that are connecting to different vibrations of who you are, and they create a complement. You're made out of different energies, and Nathalie cannot answer all your needs. Nathalie cannot because of a lack of time, or maybe because of my mission, might not be aligned with everything you're experiencing. So galactic teachers, galactic guides are in an unlimited access as much as your teachers on Earth. Why don't you feel comfortable changing? It's a mental block. I have to say that's something that light workers are totally disregarding. It's self-healing work. It's amazing. I include myself in this realization. There's always many steps. The excitement of discovering your intuitive powers. You're so excited about that. You develop your work. If you're motivated, you will work around that. And even myself with my students, I would do it, but in my different containers, group containers, I didn't put as much emphasis on the emotional healing. That's something I'm going to add. And I have the experience. I have 12 years experience as a therapeutic hypnotist. What do you think I was doing? I was actually helping my clients connect to a sensitizing event. So anything in their life that had created emotional blockages. So I'm not doing hypnosis anymore, because channeling will help us locate way more rapidly why you have a blockage and why it stayed in your field for so long. But myself, I do admit it, that I was caught up with the excitement of multidimensional connections. You know, it feels so good when you connect to higher vibrations. It feels so good that you don't want to do the third dimensional work. Yeah, but it is part of it. So now I did, but now you will see me talking more about that. And when I say emotional blocks, I should admit that it's intertwined with karmic and ancestral blocks. I work a lot with people who have ancestral energy that is not resolved. You're carrying your mom, your dad, your ancestors' energy. So an addictive feeling, Sarah says, an addictive feeling when you talk to the star. And it's fine. You can connect to the stars if you're like bored. Yeah, Elizabeth said, your hypnosis experience is so great and moving beyond past trauma and all stories to unblock. Yes, Elizabeth, because this is how we met. But now the hypnosis work I do, and actually I think I understand why, Elizabeth, you're mentioning this, because we worked together, and even though it was channeling, suddenly they kind of noted, no, she needs to work on emotional rewiring. So it's not even done by me per se. They're just telling me, you need to look at this because there's an emotional blockage, and it's for everything. And they'll show me how to rewire this. We cannot disregard your mental. We cannot disregard your subconscious mind. It's part of you. You could be the most potent channeler and still have problems to share your gifts, not because you're not good, not because you're not potent. It's because there's a third dimensional block. And To be honest with you, most programs out there, even though they're helping you beautifully to develop your intuitive powers, to trust your intuition, to connect to star beings, not many will include the emotional aspect of the work. And I can tell you by experience, mine and I don't know how many students I've worked with, it's over a few thousands right now. Yeah, over 3,000 actually. It's when you connect with star beings, when you start to release codes that are getting you clearer around your soul mission, there's going to be an emotion that will be triggered. It goes hand in hand. Why? Because let's say that you and I, or on your own, but let's say you and I, we are unlocking an ability to connect with a being from Arcturus. You just receive a lot from them and you start to develop your healing energy with your hands, with your vision. So think of it like that. You can enjoy and feel so elated because you have unlocked this, but there will be a moment where you will need to share it with friends because you will want to talk about it. You will definitely want to use those abilities. So what will stop you from doing this? Not your intuitive potency, because we know, we have channeled it together. You have even proof that it works. It is just the subconscious mind. It is just the ego. And that needs to be addressed. And that needs to be addressed pretty much at the same time. If you unlock power, but you're scared of sharing it, whatever the block, it could be so many things. It could be family related. It could be past life. If you do not look at this, if you don't have like when you work with me, if you don't have that conversation where you say, hey, Nathalie, it's great. I have this channeling ability, but I don't know why. I cannot speak about it. I'm blocked, or I want to work with people, but my clients don't seem to come. There are some kind of blockages. It needs to be addressed. If it's not addressed, you will have all the magical in your field, and it will be hard for you to express it, because life on earth is not the easiest one. You could be the most potent channeler in the world, the most potent healer. If there's a lot of inner work to do, you will find the step of unlocking your next magic, or being completely aligned with life in general. You'll find it hard. So I think what they're trying to tell me, I know we're going everywhere, but today's fully open and I'm just letting them do all their stuff. I'm just letting come through. They want us, the main goal is that they want us to remain open. Remain open. What your heart is telling you, I should be doing this, play with this. Today I connect with Arcturus. Perfect. Tomorrow, Arcturus is not there. It's the Pleiadians. What happened? Why? So if you don't feel comfortable changing, it's not because of your intuition. It's because of your mind that needs security. Your mind needs to know that it works with beings, people it knows. So you understand that we need to do some work around. If you can do it on your own, beautiful. If you need help, don't stay in this for too long, because it's not that it's bad. Actually, it's part of your process, but it's just that it's not that pleasant. Having a gift and feeling that I could do so many good things and I'm blocked because I'm scared of telling my friends on Facebook that I am channeling. I have a lot of beautiful things. Let me see what is. Okay, unblock to unlock. Yes, definitely. Trying not to get too stressed. Yeah, definitely. The trauma and distortions from the past experience in lives in all our dimensional lenses. Yes, all interconnected. Totally. Yeah. All your comments are beautiful. And if I forget one, please, if I forgot a question, please post it again, because it might be all lost in the feed here. But again, to summarize, the main message here is welcome your own and unique way to channel the galactic, friends. It may look like that picture again. This picture is more a healing process, but a healing process is also activating intuitive powers in you. That's what we do together. When a person comes to me and they realize that, oh, you know, I don't want to work on my intuitive powers today, but I feel like blocked with my relationship. It may appear like it's not it's not part of the intuitive growth, but we will address this. We will address this because unless you feel free in your everyday life, it will be hard for you to feel free to use your intuitive powers, which are unlimited. So welcome everything that is coming to you. Receive the guidance. I'm sorry if I'm looking away and not looking at the camera, but it seems that sometimes I seem to hear and receive the information from the left, top, right, bottom, left, right. It's so my gaze goes wherever they seem to speak to me. They want us to feel the freedom we have to connect with whomever, the freedom to play with our powers. And if you already have intuitive abilities, if you already have intuitive abilities, know that it will change. Know that it will change. If you have followed somebody's process, I will give you examples, but this is not restricted to only these. Past life regression, life between life. It's a process from Mr. Newton. Hypnosis. I don't know. There's so many. Emotion codes. I mean, there's so many. It's crazy. Great. If it brought you what you needed to feel that there's a connection somewhere with everything, good. Or if you read about star seeds, or just once you have learned it and it feels like that's it, I have assimilated whatever I need to practice, please distance yourself from the lessons, distance yourself from the process, and start to ask, how am I don't know why I use that little voice. Why am I, or how am I supposed to now share this magic in a very unique way? I think they want us, I mean, they changed my voice almost as a way of saying, why don't you take possession of what you were taught and make it yours. Nobody's going to judge you. It's true that there might be some legal issues. You might not be able to say, I'm a Reiki practitioner, if you're doing a little bit of channeling at the same time. I don't know. I'm not getting into this, but at this point, certifications won't be necessary. People will rely on what you do online. People will rely on what you say, how you present yourself, how you share your magic, how you are. Will they ask you, oh, are you certified in what you do? I'm not certified in channeling. I got extremely lucky and eternally grateful for the people I have worked with unofficially. Friends, colleagues, people who were in my life for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and now gone. It's totally fine. Do I have a certification? No. There's no need to get a certification for a gift you were born with. All you need is support along the way to reactivate this and clear anything that is polluting the vision. But you don't need. So if you already have a certification or are in the process of acquiring a certification in whatever process, great. If you feel you need to continue, great. But once it's done, when you feel strong enough, please disconnect. Please disconnect and let everything go through. What I can tell you, and I will end with this, is that however you call yourself, channeler, healer, light worker, starseed, priestess, goddess, whatever you use, whatever word you use, medium, you are already restricting yourself. A medium can be only a medium. But from my experience, mainly in these times right now, a medium is also a channeler. A medium is also a healer. That person may choose to not develop the other gifts, mainly if that person has been a medium for decades. They need to shift. They really need to shift, because right now, and from one week to another, you might realize that, hey, I'm channeling this way. Oh, I'm not anymore. Oh, suddenly I'm channeling beings who crossed over. Okay, let's work with this. Oh, 3 months later, not anymore. Does it mean that you switch from medium to channeler to healer? You're everything. There will be times where you will predominantly work with one aspect, but don't be surprised. You know who will trigger those aspects within you? Life, family, clients. Your clients, that's how it works with me, and I can assure you it will work like that with you. You have a conversation with somebody, you talk about your magic, they ask you a question, bang, you realize you're channeling something. You're working with a client or a student, you're doing your process as you know, as you feel, and suddenly, because that person needs to hear from their deceased mom, you become a medium. Even if you never called yourself a medium, the mom comes through you, speaks, delivers the message that activates your clients, that's it. And you might not channel a deceased person, like a really deceased human, for ages until your next client needs it. So you will develop your powers based on your actual energy, but also the interactions you have with people. So don't hide. Just don't hide, and just trust completely your magic, and that it will continue. So, I mean, this picture that I kept on sharing is all about knowing you're supported, you're not alone, knowing that you have more powers that will be activated as you move forward. Even if eventually you reach a level where you can say, I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor, you can be assured that you will develop even more powers. It never stops. It never stops. I talked to, again, my colleague and friend, and we're at different levels, and at the same time we are powerful. And I say, hey, that's just the beginning, my friend. That's just the beginning of the beautiful adventure. I love this. There's no need for certification. This is a gift you were born with. Such a powerful statement. Yeah, and even the ones who don't consider themselves light workers, they have it. My spouse has no interest whatsoever in my field. Whatsoever. He's not against it, but he's letting myself do. So how was your day? Yeah, I had a few sessions. Of course, I don't reveal anything, but I'll just say, yeah, okay, I channeled this. So he's like, yeah, Arcturus, what is that? He's okay. But you know what? He has healing abilities. I sensed that when I started to take healing touch courses. It's like I could monitor and feel his healing energies. I have no clue if he will ever develop them. All I can say is that naturally he shares that. When he holds people, hugs them with his kids. So far it's too close people. I wish maybe when he sees me working more and more, I mean, online it's hard for him to monitor as he works at the same time, but maybe there will be a time where he'll be present when I work with somebody, and it will activate something. My own awakening activates him. He's more aware of synchronicities. He's like really noticing now what feels like, oh, this event is like out of the timeline. So I don't know why I was saying this. Oh yeah, I was talking about light workers who might never develop their gifts, but that is up to them. And at the same time, we're all coded with this. Some people are just asking to move a little bit faster because their mission is meant to be fully activated and activate others. So I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. I want to speak too fast. This is timely for me. I have been struggling trying to label my gifts and which one or ones to use. Wow, it does not matter. Just use them. Yes, as they come. Of course, it is exciting. There will be, just remember one thing, and that should be another topic, and I will talk about it on Tuesday. Come back Tuesday at 3, Pacific 6 Eastern time. And in the UK, I don't know, it will be late. It will be 11. In Australia, I think it will be 8 a.m. But please, check, because I know some countries have changed their time. I will talk about the energy light workers are dealing with right now and how it's changing, even though I'm kind of started the topic right now. It remains important to use terms to describe you that resonate with how you feel right now. But do not be bound and do not restrict yourself by the definition you may find on Google or on the internet. A channeler is a person who blah, blah, blah. Because there has been a lot of channeling definitions. I felt like I don't resonate with that. So I call myself the light worker mentor because it's more oriented towards my mission, which is to awaken light workers to their divine purpose. And so they can use their powers and help as many as possible. That's what I'm meant to be doing. But I'm using all my gifts. But remember, you live in a third dimensional reality. Your words are important, but don't get caught up with somebody else's definition of what it is. If you want to call yourself a galactic coach, perfect. But just be ready to explain what it means, what you can do, how you can share that magic with them. Make sure that you're clear around the outcomes you can provide. But you could call yourself, like, what does it mean, the light worker mentor? I'm mentoring light workers, but how do I help them? I need maybe to explain them. So, but again, I mean, I didn't call myself like that just a year and a half ago. I was just calling myself a multidimensional channeler, which was broader. Just go with the flow, trust, but never stay in a restrictive vision of who you were, of what people do or say. I hope it answers all the questions, and I hope it brings clarity. We will talk about the next part on Tuesday, and Tuesday it will be all around and all about, I should say, the next phase light workers are entering in, and how you share your magic in the world. Guys, I guess you don't see me anymore. I'm sorry, but you hear me. I don't know why I cannot even put my camera on again. What's wrong? There, magic. Sorry about that. All right, so I'll see you next week. We will get into more details. Ask questions. Even if you have questions coming later, go back into that feed, into that video, just below the video. Ask me questions. Some might pop up in an hour, tomorrow, whatever. Feel free. I will be notified. And if I'm not, ask it again. Remember, what you learn will definitely benefit to others. That's very important. And I need you because it allows me to know what you guys need as well. That's important. So I'm sending you all my love. I wish you a wonderful weekend. We'll see each other on Tuesday. And until then, share your magic, whatever your magic is today, whatever your magic will be tomorrow, but tell the world. Please tell the world whatever you can do every day. Bye for now, beautifuls. Bye-bye.